In the Mortal Kombat comic book known as Blood and Thunder, we are shown that a 6-armed Shokan warrior competed in the tournament that was based in the first Mortal Kombat game. The combatant's name is Grum. The Shokan race is known for being a 4-armed race, but here we have a Shokan warrior with 6 arms. It's safe to say that this is non-canon for those of you who wonder whether this is considered canon or not. But imagine the kind of damage that a 6-armed Shokan race could do. Facing off against a 4-armed Shokan such as Goro or Kintaro was always a major challenge. In the arcades, you'd have to be ready with a pocket full of quarters if you were about to play Mortal Kombat 1 or 2, because a Shokan can be insanely difficult to beat. But let's see how this 6-armed Shokan warrior was introduced. Grum was competing to represent Outworld as the ruler of Takala. Takala is a province in Outworld, so being the ruler should have meant that Grum must have been quite capable of defeating Earthrealm warriors. But unfortunately for him, Sub-Zero was more than capable of defeating his opponent, and just like most fights in the early comics of Mortal Kombat, Sub-Zero managed to defeat the 6-armed Shokan with a single hit after freezing him. The embarrassing thing about him is that Grum wasn't going to use his fists to take care of his opponent, as he quickly pulled out a pair of nunchucks for each hand. If Grum did end up being a formidable opponent, it would have been interesting to see him fight with and without the nunchucks. I imagine if Sub-Zero had not used his freezing attack, Grum might have stood a chance at defeating Sub-Zero. But then again, Sub-Zero didn't completely freeze Grum to the point of shattering into pieces after being hit. Sub-Zero knocked him out cold with a single kick. But before Sub-Zero defeated his opponent, Grum said to him,
"Greetings, puny one. I am Grum, ruler of Takala. Gaze upon me and fear."
And Sub-Zero replied, "You may save your hollow threats for whomever greets you in the afterlife. I have looked into the eyes of demons, beast. I have seen nightmares come to life in human form. There are things in this world that make even the Lin Kuei know fear. But you are not one of them." And after knocking him out, he tells him, "Now I suggest that you stay down, or you shall be returning to Takala in a casket." The interesting thing to note is that Goro was watching the fight, and he mentioned that Grum is a good friend of his, but he had high hopes of breaking his neck in battle, meaning that the Shokan or Goro alone would not hesitate to kill his own friend if it meant that they had to fight each other. And remember, the winner doesn't always have to resort to killing his or her opponent in a tournament match. They can always show mercy. But in Outworld, just like the Cobra Kai, mercy does not exist. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, the 6-armed Shokan can be considered non-canon for the series. But if we take a look at the Shokan race itself, Kintaro doesn't exactly look anything like any of the other Shokan that we've seen. The only thing that lets us know that he is Shokan is because he has 4 arms. But he is the only Shokan to have tiger-striped markings around his body, and his face also has similarities to a tiger, including sharp fangs, something that no other Shokan has ever been seen with. Now, according to Kintaro's bio in Mortal Kombat 9, Kintaro is from the Tigrar clan of Shokan, meaning that there could be more of his kind out there. So if Kintaro can have a very different appearance to the Draco clan of Shokan, such as Goro or Shiva, then it is very likely that the Takala Shokan can actually exist in the canon storyline if the creators ever decide to include a character such as Grum. One last thing to note, which can be argued that is either true or not, is that in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, you can create your own Shokan warrior with 2 arms instead of 4. This could easily mean that the creators added Shokan features to let the players create their own Shokan-looking warriors, because there was no way they were going to include 4 arms as a feature. Or it could mean that there actually exists a 2-armed Shokan clan, which I highly doubt. But it's just something to think about. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments, because as of now, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if so, be sure to leave a like, share with others, and subscribe if you haven't. And if you'd like to see some extra content, or you'd like to see your name at the end of the videos, then feel free to support the channel by donating a single $1 to my Patreon. There are also additional perks for donating more than $1. The link is on the description, along with the link to my Facebook page, Tumblr, DeviantArt, and Twitter. But anyways, I'll see you all in the next video, and remember to have an awesome day.